Tomorrow, we are going to learn the fate of former Cincinnati City Council member Tamaya Dennard. She pleaded guilty to honest services wire fraud back in June. She admitted that she took $15,000 in exchange for her vote on a development deal involving the bank.
Investigative reporter Paula Christian spoke to a former federal prosecutor who's now a white-collar defense attorney about what could happen in court tomorrow. Paula's interview with Ben Dusing took place, by the way, before the FBI arrested City Council member Jeff Pastor 2 weeks ago.
Dusing now represents Pastor in his case. Last week, the FBI arrested a third council member, P.G. Sittenfeld, on corruption charges. Prosecutors say none of the three cases are related, but show a culture of corruption at City Hall.
Most federal defendants prosecuted for bribery don't have her background.
Tamaya Dennard won a storybook election to Cincinnati City Council in 2017. She was a first-time candidate who promised to be a voice for the powerless. When the FBI suddenly arrested her before a council meeting in February, it sent shockwaves through City Hall. It even stunned former federal prosecutor Ben Dusing.
I don't think I've ever seen a circumstance where you have a public official accepting a bribe because they need it to live on some level, or they don't have much money.
In a letter to U.S. District Court Judge Susan DeLotte, Dennard says she's made a terrible mistake. Lifelong financial struggles, starting from a childhood in poverty, prompted her to take the money, she says in the letter. But prosecutors say Dennard used $4,000 in bribes to take a vacation to Florida.
In a recent tweet, U.S. Attorney David DeVillers says Dennard treated a bribe as if it was a perk of the job. Dennard's attorneys declined comment.
I do think that the fact that she was caught will deter others from trying the same thing.
Dusing now represents people like Dennard who are accused of white-collar crimes, though he's not involved in her case. He says Judge DeLotte will likely go along with a pre-sentence report that recommends a sentence of 24 to 30 months for Dennard.
The question is whether, you get to serve your however long it is at home or in jail. That's the issue.
Prosecutors are asking the judge to send Dennard to prison. Defense attorneys want home confinement, in part because of COVID fears. In a memo to the judge, her attorney says the public humiliation and felony conviction are punishment enough. It prevents Dennard from ever running for office in Ohio again.
Dennard faces up to 2.5 years in prison, plus 3 years probation, and she must repay the $15,000. Her sentencing hearing begins tomorrow at 1:30, and I'll be there to give you coverage online and on air. Paula Christian, WCPO 9 I-Team.